When shall we meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won, that will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth.
Fair is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and the filthy air.
What bloody men are these? They can report, as seemeth by their plight, of the revolt. The new estate.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hardy soldier fought against my captivity.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald
showed like a rebel's whore, but all's too weak, for brave Macbeth, with his brandished shield, carved out his passage till he faced the slave.
which ne'er took hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to chops.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
Sir, I am faint. My gaseous cry for help.
Go get him surgeons.
Worthy Thane of Ross.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From fight, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky in fair nocturnal cold. Norway himself, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, so that below his bridegroom our Macbeth confronted him. The victory fell on us.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
A drum, Macbeth doth come, the wayward sisters hand in hand, hosters of the sea and land, thus do go about,
Thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9.
Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
What are these that look not like inhabitants of the earth?
Live you, or are you aught that man may question? Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter. Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction, of noble having and royal hope. But if you can look into the seeds of time and say which will grow and which will not, speak then to me. Hail! Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. And my father's death I know I'm Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and may be king. From whence you owe this strange intelligence? Speak, I charge you!
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air. And what seemed corporal melted his breath into the wind. But they had stayed.
Were such things here as we do speak about?
Your children shall be kings.
And you shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success. As big as hail came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down forth. We are sent to give thee our royal master's thanks. And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. Hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane as yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did he line the rebels with hidden help or vantage, or that of both, I know not. But he labored in his country's wreck, and treason's capital confessed and proved had overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings? And those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promise no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crowd, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But it's strange, and oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness will tell us truths, win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence.
The supernatural Celestian cannot be ill. Cannot be good. If ill, why hath he given me earnest of success commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock and my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. I thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical shakes, so my single state of man in function is smothered in surmise. And nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partner is wrapped.
If chance shall have me king, why, chance may crown me, without my stir.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Let us towards the king. Think upon what the chanced, and at further time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons with deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. O worthiest cousin, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing pays itself.
Welcome hither, I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, thou hast no less deserved. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
And there if I grow, the harvest be thine own.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland. From hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
I will be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland? That is a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. Even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. Is here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman, and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against the murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, and his virtues will please like angels. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which leaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
He is almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not. He has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wake it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time, such I count thy love. Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would?
I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that you brake this enterprise to me? When you durst it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out.
We should fail.
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, his chamberlains I will with wine convince. So memory, the warder of the brain, shall be of fear. And in swinish sleep, their drunken natures do lie as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan?
Will not it be received? When we marked with blood their sleepy two of his chamber and used their very daggers, that they have done it?
Who dares to see the other?
Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Hold. Give me my sword. Who's here?
A friend!
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been in unusual pleasure as of late, and sent forth great largesses to your office. I dreamt last night of the way of existence. To you they have chosen to prove.
I think not of them. Yet, when we could entreat an hour to serve, we'd spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent when it is, it shall make honor for you.
And I lose none in seeking to augment it.
Repose the while.
Thanks, sir. A like to you.
Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle towards my hand? Come. Let me clutch thee. I have thee not. Yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou the dagger of the mind? A false creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain. I see thee yet, and form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshals me the way that I was going. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses. Or else with all the rest. I see thee still. Another blatant wretched gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing! It is the bloody business which informs us to mine eyes! Oh, sure and firm sinners. Hear not my steps. From as I think he lives. Rage to the heat of deed too cold breath gives. I go. And it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan. For it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. Hark! Peace. 'Twas the owl that shrieked. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surface groups do mock their chargers of swords. I drug their posets that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What ho?
Alack, I am afraid they have awakened, and 'tis not done. I laid the daggers ready. I could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I'd have done it.
Oh,
My husband!
I have done the deed. Dost thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now,
As I descended?
I-
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain,
This is a sorry sight.
a foolish thought to say, a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cry murder. But they did wake each other. I stood and saw them. But they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
They are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us! And Amen the other. And they had seen me with these hangman's hands, listening their fear. I could not say Amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce Amen? I was in most need of blessing, and Amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more! Macbeth does murder, sleep. The innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more! To all the house! Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
You do unbend your noble strength. Think so great sickenly of these things. Go, get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring the daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleeping grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose! Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If you bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms with all, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? What hands are here? Ha! They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand?
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry.
A little water clears us of this deed. Hark! We're knocking. You don't know so clearly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should grow old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? I, the name of Beelzebub. Knock, knock. Ah, in the other devil's name. Faith, here's an equivocator that could swear in both the scale against either scale. Who committed treason? Enough, for God's sake! Yet could not equivocate in heaven. Ah, knock, knock. Oh, come in, equivocator. This place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. Anon, anon, I pray you. Remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed? Did you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing to the second cock. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
And what three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes, yet it unprovokes. It provokes the desire, yet kills the form. Therefore, much drink can be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It makes him stand to and not stand to. In the end, it equivocates him in the sleep, and giving him the lie, it leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That did it, sir.
Good morrow, nobles.
Good morning.
Is the king stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call time on. I have almost slipped the hour.
I will bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you.
This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and some say lamentings heard in the air.
Woo!
Strange screams of death clamor the livelong night. Some say the ground is feverish and did shake.
It was a rough night. It was! Horror! 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 What's the matter?
Now confusion hath made his masterpiece. The most sacrilegious murder hath broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What did you say? The life.
You mean his majesty?
Do not bid me speak. See and speak yourselves. Not you. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell. Murder and treason. Banquo, Donalbain, Malcolm! Awake!
Ring-a-ling-a-ling!
Shake off this downy sleep!
What is this business?
Tis not for you to hear what I can speak. Banquo, Banquo! Our royal master's murdered.
What? In our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee, contradict thyself and say it is not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, it lived a blessed time.
What is amiss? Donalbain, your royal father's murder.
By whom?
Those of his chambers that seem to have done it. Their hands and faces were badged with blood. So were their daggers, which we found unwiped on their pillows. They stared and were distracted.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury. That I did kill them!
Wherefore did you so?
The expedition of my violent love outran the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love?
Oh, help me hence! Oh!
Look to the lady.
When we have our naked frailties hid that suffer an exposure, we will meet and question this bloody piece of work. In the hand of God I stand, and so I fight against the undivulged pretense of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all, let us meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. All to England.
To Ireland I. Our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we stand, there are daggers in men's smiles. The near in blood, the nearer bloody.
The murderous shaft that shot is not yet lighted. And our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
Well, I've seen hours dreadful, things strange. This night hath trifled former knowings.
Good Duncan's horses, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, as if they would make war with mankind.
Said they ate each other.
They did so to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it.
What kind of beast eat each other?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed.
Alas, the day!
Malcolm and Donalbain are stolen away, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still. Then it is most likely the sovereignty will fall upon the bed.
They are gone to Scone to be invested.
Will you to Scone, cousin?
No, I'll to Fife.
So I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Thou hast it now, King Cawdor Glamis. All is the way women promise.
And yet, I fear thou playedst most foully for it. And it was said that it would not stand in thy posterity, but that myself would be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But no more.
Here's our chief guest.
Oh, if he had been forgotten, it had been a gap in our great feast.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie forever knit.
I write you this afternoon.
Aye, my good lord.
I should have else desired your good advice in this day's council, but we'll take tomorrow. How far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill the time twixt this and supper.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We here, our cousins, are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hairs with strange invention. How you boys? Adieu till you return at night. Goes flayons with you.
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. We will keep ourselves till supper time alone. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. There's none but he whose being I do fear. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown. No son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I defiled my mind. For them the gracious Duncan have I murdered. Who's there? Hast thou considered of my speeches? Know that it was Banquo in times past which held you so under fortune, which you had thought had been our innocent self.
It is known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now the point of our second. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my lord.
Then I will put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who bear our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege.
Thine other.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And thence it follows but that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
Of course, my lord. Before much you command us.
Through our lives.
Your spirit shall shine through you. Within this hour I will advise you, for it must be done tonight. To leave no rubs nor botches in the word flayons, his son, that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight, abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone, using these thoughts which should have indeed died on? What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. Now we shall eat our meal in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well.
Gentle, my lord. Sleek o'er your rugged looks.
Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
And so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence. And make our faces vizards to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his flayons lives.
But in them nature's copy is not in turn.
They are assailable. Then be thou Joseph.
What is to be done?
innocent of the knowledge, dearest child, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse when night's black agents to their praise do rouse. I marvelest at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill, so prithee, go with me.
Fly, good flails!
You know your own degrees. Sit down. And first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks their welcome.
Be large in mirth. There's blood on my face.
Tis Banquo's then.
Is he dispatched?
On the good lord, the shortest cut, that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. It is good that did the like for Fleance.
Most royal, sir, Fleance is...
Then comes my fit again. But Banquo's safe.
On the good lord, safe in which he finds with 20 trenched gashes on his head.
Get thee gone. We will hear ourselves again tomorrow.
Oh, my royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both.
Will your royal highness sit?
Here had we now our country's honor roofed, were the graced person of our Banquo present, whom I may rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
I guess not say I did it. Never shake that gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not dead.
Worthy friends, my lord has been and is thus. I pray you keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will be well again. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one that dare look on that, which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts. Why do you make such faces when all's done? You look but on a stool.
I pray you see, behold, look low, how say you?
What? Quite unmanned in folly?
If I stood here, I saw him.
Fie for shame.
Blood hath been shed ere now. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there it end. But now they rise again and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt and quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. There has no speculation in those eyes which thou dost bear with.
Think of this, good friends, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it ruined the pleasure of the time.
Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! Myself, being gone, I am mad again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth.
Can such sights be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud?
What sight, my lord?
I pray you speak not. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Do not bless us with the title of your going, but go at once.
Well, good night, and God help attend his majesty.
Kind good night to all.
It will have blood. They say blood will have blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with the morning.
Sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way. But I will say, there is not a one of them but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow. And betimes I will to the Wayard sisters. More shall they speak. For now I am bent to know, by the worst means the worst. I am stepped in blood so far, and should I wait no more? Returning was as tedious as go on.
We lack all seasons of nature's sleep.
Come, go to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are but yet young indeed.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poison entrails throw.
Toad, that under cold stone, days and nights has 31.
Sweltered venom sleeping got, boiled out first in the charmed pot.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with the baboon's blood, and the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
Open, locked, whoever knocks.
What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess, however you come to know it. Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand,
Will answer. Say, if thou rather hear it from our mouth or from our masters.
Call them. Let me see them.
Come high or low, thyself an office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, 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 beware Macduff.
Beware the thane of fight. Dismiss me.
Enough.
I was harped my fear all right, but one word more.
He shall not be commanded. Here's another. Be bloody, bold, and resolute.
Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
And live Macduff? What need I fear of thee? And yet I'll make assurance double sure and take upon me fate. I shall not live. What rises like the issue of a king?
Listen, but speak not to it. Macbeth shall not be vanquished until
Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who could impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? And yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Will Banquo's issue reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know.
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Oh, I feel like the spirit of Banquo. Down! What? Will the lions stretch out to the crack of doom? Horrible sight now I see, 'tis true. For the blood-poltered Banquo smiles upon me. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir, this is all so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Now our great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
What, is this so? Where are they? Gone? Gone? Come in without there.
What is your grace's will?
Saw you the Wayard sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Be damned that all that trust them. If I did hear the galloping of horse, who was it came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, to bring you word Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England?
My lord, the son of Dufford, sir, lives in the English court and is received in the Pewis Edward. Thither has Macduff to pray the holy king upon his aid to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward.
Upon the castle of Macduff I will surprise. Give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, cousin.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
His wisdom? To leave his wife and his babes, his titles and mansions, in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. All is the fear, and nothing is the love.
I pray you, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and listens to the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further.
Sirrah, your father is dead. And what will you do now? How will you live? As birds do, mother. What with worms and flies?
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors with themselves?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers, and now to beat the honest men and hang them.
Now, God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him.
Bless you, fair dame, I am not to you known. Be not here hence with your little ones. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I've done no harm. What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified as such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain.
What? You egg, young fry of treachery.
Run, mother, run away! No!
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword and, like good men, bestride our downfall and birthdays. Each new morn, new widow's howl, new orphan's cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face.
This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He has not touched you yet.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. I do crave your pardon. That in which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Why in that rawness left you wife and child without leave taking? And let my suspicions be not your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Fare thee well, my lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Oh, be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. There will be hands uplifted in my right, and here from England have I offer of goodly thousands, yet for all this. When I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know the particulars of vice, so grafted that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as white as snow compared with my confineless arms. There's no bottom, none in my voluptuousness. Better he than such an one to reign.
Come, fear not yet. My lord, we have willing dames enough.
And I should cut off the nobles from their lands, desire his jewels, and this other's house. My more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more.
Yet do not fear. Scotland hath plenty to fill up your will of your mere own, with other gracious ways.
But I have none! The king becoming graces, I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting it in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
O nation miserable, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that the truest issue of thy throne by his own interdiction stands accursed, and does his blasphemy breed? Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself banish me from Scotland. O my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff! Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains, has sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from overcredulous haste. I hear him join the taints and blames I laid upon myself for strangers to my nature. What I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Good Seward, already at a point, is setting forth with 10,000 warlike men. Now we'll together. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more anon.
Ross, my ever-gentle cousin, welcome hither. Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave.
What is the newest grief?
Each minute seems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why? Well,
And my children?
well too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be their comfort, we are coming thither. Good England has lent us gracious Seward with 10,000 men.
Would I could answer this comfort with a life, but I have words that would be howled out into the desert air we hearing should not latch them.
Keep it not from me, quickly. Let me have it.
Castle is surprised. Your wife and babes, that which you sought.
Merciful heaven. Sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers over the fraught hearts and bids it break.
He has no children. What? All my pretty ones, did you say all? All my pretty chickens in their den in one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. Did heaven look on and would not take part? Not for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this a whetstone for your sword. Convert grief to anger, blunt not your heart, enrage it.
Bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself within my sword's length. And if he escape, heaven forgive him too.
Come, we go to the king. Our power is ready, our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is right for the taking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed and throw her nightgown upon her, yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
In this slumbery agitation, what? At any point, have you heard her say?
That which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone.
You see her eyes are open.
I, with their senses shut.
You see how she rubs her hands.
I have known her continue in this for a quarter of an hour.
Yet, here is a spot. Out, Sam! Spot! Out, I say! 'Tis time to do it. Hell's murky fie! My lord, fie! A soldier? And a bird? What need we fear who knows it? Yet, who would have thought the old man has so much blood in him? Do you mark that? Thane of Fife has a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands ne'er be clean? All the perfumes of Arabia could not sweeten this little hand. Oh. This disease is beyond my practice. Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. I tell you again. Panglo's buried. You cannot come out Tom's grave. Bed. There's the knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. Morning she divine physician. God forgive us all. Keep eyes upon her and remove her from all means of annoyances.
Good night, good doctor.